Morning YouTube, and welcome to episode 67 of Summer Shredding. Now, today in this video what I'm going to be talking about training smart and making sure that you're doing the most that you can without hurting yourself and things like that. So I'm going to be talking about that a little bit later on. First, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be hitting a back workout. Now, as you guys know, the last couple of weeks I've been having some back problems, lower back problems. Now, today I feel like last week when I was in Perth, I did some deadlifting and it felt good. So I'm going to be doing some deadlifting today. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing quite thorough warm-up. I'm then going to be going and working my lower back to begin with and working my way up my back. So, or do I do down the way? I might go from top to bottom actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to go from top to bottom just to make sure that everything's warm throughout it. I'm not going to go super heavy, but again, training smart. I think it's appropriate for today. So I'm going to be starting off with working from my traps downwards and just see where we get to. It's all going to be about really thinking about what muscle group I'm using, because the back's really intricate. So, what part of the back I'm using? Is that the bit I want to be using? Yes. Now, let's focus on that form and let's pile on the weight. That's basically what I'm going to be thinking about during this workout. And then I'll do some cardio at the end, because that felt really good yesterday, doing cardio at the end rather than the beginning. So yeah, just switching it up, just for finding out what feels, what's good, learn how to speak English, and on that note, I'm going to go train. See ya.
I fell and lost to the war, shot me dead. I was lost and I said to the voices in my head, I'm gonna get up again. I'm gonna get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up. Look into my eyes, my heart beats like a drum. You listen to my lies. Love is far to come. Your love is far. Running at the speed of light, kissing under city lights. Calls me in this morning till my day just goes on.
So guys, what we just saw there is two things. So with the deadlifts I did, because of my back injury, I wanted to keep the reps low, progress with weight and see what I can still do. So I managed to get up to 120, so I did 8 sets of 3, so I did 60, 60, 80, 80, 100, 100, 120, 120, all sets of 3. I attempted the 140, but it just didn't feel right, so I'm just going to leave that off. Now what I'm doing here now is, because I want to get to the point where I can do 20 pull-ups, wide grip pull-ups. I've discussed this before. So what I'm doing is I'm getting on the pull-up bar, doing as many as I can, then finishing off the 20 on the lat pull down. So for example, I did 8 pull-ups there. I'm counting it as 7 because the last one was shite. So 7 there, and then I did 13 on the lat pull down. I know it's not the same, but it's a similar movement and it can really benefit you. As I've shown, because about 3 weeks ago, I couldn't do 2 pull-ups. Now I just did 8 there. So this technique really does work. When doing the lat pull downs, really concentrate on squeezing behind, because it's so easy just to pull it in front of you and just use that movement. So definitely make sure you pull it down to your chest and squeeze your back together. That's why I always get a back shot, so that you can see that I'm actually squeezing it. And whenever I possibly can, I take my shirt off. Today I'm not feeling it, because this shirt's quite comfy. But yeah, whenever possible, get that done. So if you've got the opportunity, definitely don't miss out on that. I find that I'm able to do more, but with having a closer grip. Now, what that means is, I'm going to go into a little bit of depth here, is because you're focusing, if you're coming out here and you're doing that, you are not moving your shoulders much, you're not going to get much growth in your back. Not shoulders, elbows. What you want to do is you're trying to get your elbows as deep as you can, because even if you do that sitting in your chair or whatever you're doing, you can feel your lat contract. So the more you can get your lat to contract, not only the stronger you're going to get, the more you're going to be able to do in the future. So you're going to get a wider back, you're going to be able to do more, and just going to benefit you all around. Anyway, sorry for the short interruption. Let's get back to the montage.
The speed of light, kissing under city lights, calls me in this morning until my head just goes. Gotta get up again, I gotta get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna get
that workout montage. Now again, hoods up. I always have my hood up like when I finish working out, because it's all sweaty and it sort of it acts as a sponge basically, and it's just nicer for especially when I'm going to go sit on a bus, you don't get a really sweaty sort of headrest or whatever if I do lean my head back or something. So it's just nicer for everyone else. Anyway, please comment down below on what you think about the interruptions where I explain sort of what I'm doing, because sometimes I find I only really do it when I can't really portray what I'm planning on showing you. So it's like, say for example today, I couldn't show you that it was an immediate superset, and that's what I was planning on doing, and that's why I was doing it. Sometimes it's quite hard to show. Now, another thing as well is I want to start putting in, like, down the bottom, like, I don't know, bench press 5 of 5, like 30 warm up, 5 of 5 of 5, but honestly I can't remember. So because it changes on how I feel, and because I edit them, so this will be going up in about 2 weeks from now, it's really hard to remember what the hell's going on. So that's why I don't do that. But when Blueprint comes around, I'll have the workout routine all ready for you. I don't know why this is zooming in. But yeah, so when Blueprint comes around, I'll have the workout routine and I'll tell you exactly what I do. I'll also leave the PDF file in the description so that you guys can go, hey, I'm going to do that as well. And hopefully it'll be more. My plan is to have it, instead of having a 2-week difference between what's happening, it'll be a week. So I don't know, like I can edit 7 episodes on a weekend in one day. Obviously I could give myself a bit more time, but it's not that difficult to edit with Final Cut because it's so simple, whereas with Vegas it did take a lot more time. That's what I used to use. So if you do have the opportunity to use Final Cut, it's a lot better for this sort of thing. Especially, it's got things like voice enhancers and things which I'll be using on this, which make it a lot nicer and cuts out a lot of the background noise. But yeah, the workout, I didn't really go for the overhand movements like that too much, because I felt like the lat pull downs had really incorporated that into it too, especially with the deadlifts and the shrugs. So I didn't feel like that was necessary, so I'm more focused on the, I call it the T-bar movement, but it's more of a close grip and pulling to sideways sort of thing. It gives you the depth in the lats. What my understanding is, and I might be wrong here, but like if you pull up here, you come in and you're building the foundations at the top or wherever you're pulling to. So you're pulling, and it's almost giving it more, it's giving it thickness almost, more direct thickness, I think the word I'm looking for is. And if you're doing like the T-bar or like the sideways, you're just developing the shape of it, and I think that's what it is, but I might be completely wrong, but that's my understanding anyway. Anyway, my camera's about to die and my bus is just coming, so I'll speak to you a bit later. So guys, I am back, and before I jump into the whole training smart, and I'm also going to add in another part to that topic, which is eating smart. Now I'll go into that in a little bit, but what I'm going to talk about first is a eureka moment that I had this morning in the shower where all great ideas happen. So I mentioned this morning that I want to try and cut the date from recording to upload in half. So instead of having a 2-week gap, I want to cut down to 1 week. So what I'm going to be doing is I've been trying to think of a way that I'm going to transition through, instead of just missing out a week of uploading or whatever. I was trying to think, how can I transition? And it struck me. So the last 2 weeks of shredding, I am going to be recording 1 episode over the period of 2 days. So what that means is, say if Monday and Tuesday is meant to be episode 79, which it will be. So instead of Monday being episode 79 and Tuesday being 80, Monday and Tuesday will be episode 79, then 80 will be Wednesday, Thursday, but etc, etc. So hopefully that'll make sense to you and you'll enjoy that, even though it is going to be a bit of a longer video for a week. That will start the 1st of August, but hopefully you'll enjoy that. This will just mean that the I say fan interaction, but the interaction with you guys that I'm able to give will be better, because I uploaded one the other day and someone commented saying, "Oh, sorry about your back pain." I'm thinking I've recovered from that now, and that was only yesterday. So 2 weeks is quite a large amount of time, and I feel that it's a bit too much. So on to today's topic: training smart and eating smart. So first of all, I'm going to cover the eating smart bit and go on to the training smart bit later, because it's sort of appeared to me today. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see I've posted a progression photo of me in my Muscle Food t-shirt in front of in the gym, no problems, looking pretty good. The lighting was really good. There's no filters added to it, FYI, but the lighting was pretty good, so I didn't really need to. I don't add filters to my photos very often. If I do, it's something to brighten it up, or just it's not to make me look bigger, it's so that you can see it more clearly. I don't feel there's any need to add a filter to something, because I want to show me. You guys can see me on camera, so to show me on Instagram as being someone looking completely different would just, first of all, be pointless, second of all, would be lying to you guys, and I don't want to do that. So from the pictures that I have and the footage that I have from before I went to Kelsey's to when I came back, I feel I'm looking better after. Now the reason for that is because I was about 163 to 165. I was going in between that range. I think even one day I went down to 162. I went all the way up to 170 and I'm 166 today. I do not want to go past 165. I feel that I am not muscular. I don't have the that's going to be a bitch to say. I don't have the muscularity to pull off being so lean. I look skinny rather than shredded. Now, that's not my goal. I don't want to look skinny, I want to look shredded. Now, this is obviously with clothes on. Clothes off, I look pretty kind of shredded, but it's still, there's lagging points, and I just don't look, I don't feel that I look good. I look like I'm too skinny without enough muscle on me. Whereas, when I take my shirt off at this point in time, 166, maybe probably up to 168, I look like I've got some size on me, but I'm pretty lean. So what I'm going to do for the rest of this shred, which is only like 3 weeks, is I'm going to keep to the calories, I'm going to keep to the protein, keep to the low fat, but I'm not going to count my carbs. So obviously counting carbs is making the right choices and things like that. So my carbs will not be an issue. If I'm hungry, I can eat carbs, basically. And what this will do is this will mean that not only will my workouts be fueled, my muscles will continue to grow, I'll look bigger, and I won't get to the skinny state that I was before. The idea is that I'm not going to be hungry throughout the rest of the shred. Now, that's not to say that I'm going to be like ballooning myself up. No, I'm going to stay smart about it. So if, like for example today, I got in and I have gluten-free crisp bread things that you saw, I showed you the other day, they're in the blue packet. Now I'm really hungry, so I used the rest of my macros up. Then I thought, well, I am still hungry, I don't want to lose any of that good ass workout that I had this morning. I don't want to lose, I want that muscle to stay, or that pump to stay, and I want to look how I look pumped up all the time. So that's the idea of growth, really, isn't it? But so by adding carbs back in, hopefully my workout tomorrow morning will be as good as this one, and so on and so forth, and I'll be able to maintain size, maybe even grow a little bit. I'm not planning on putting on weight yet, I'm just planning on maintaining. So I guess it's more maintenance, but by using carbs as my fuel of choice. Which leads me on to my next topic, which is training smart. Now, training smart can mean many, many different things, and I'm only going to brush on the subject just now because it's such a wide topic. Training smart. Now, that could mean a number of things, as I just said. I'm repeating myself. That could mean if you've got an injury, using, making sure you don't target that, but it also could mean the supporting work. So for example, my lower back, I am still wary of it at the moment, even though I'm deadlifting, but deadlifting, I know that because I'm targeting that muscle group, my mind and my muscle, they're being used together. So I will be concentrating so dramatically on my lower back that I feel safe doing so. Whereas tomorrow I'm going to be doing shoulders, so an overhead press, I'm going to do that seated so my back doesn't come into play. Simply because my back will come into play and I won't notice it because I'll be thinking about my shoulders. That's what I mean by training smart. So also you've got the idea of training smart as in rep ranges. Okay, let's talk about rep ranges, because Tank actually spoke to me about this the other day. I mentioned a couple of videos back, maybe like episode 20 something, about powerlifting style, bodybuilding style, and I didn't really go too in depth in that. And this is what I mean about training smart, training what you feel like that day. So a bodybuilding style will be between ranges of 8 to 15, 15 being the absolute maximum. Usually 12 is the go-to number in bodybuilding. I honestly don't know why. It's just something that you pick up and you just go for. Whereas powerlifting, the rep ranges will go from about 1 to 5, 5 being the maximum. I think I saw someone do 8 once, but you know, and then I guess people that think shredding and toning, you need to do high rep ranges for. Usually 15 to 20 is a warm-up for me, maybe 30, but that's just to get blood into the muscles. Now, what I mean by the difference in styles is purely how I'm feeling. It doesn't make a difference in my eyes. From what I've trained, I still feel exhausted, regardless of whether I'm doing 10 sets of 3 or 3 sets of 10. You're still doing the same amount of reps. It's just the rest time between each, like so the amount of reps you're doing and the muscle exhaustion. Okay, bodybuilding will make you grow and powerlifting will make you stronger. Yes, that is true, because in powerlifting you're going to be able to do a lot more, a lot heavier weight, because you're only doing 3 reps. So your body's not going to, then you have a big break in between, go again, big break, go again. As bodybuilding, you're going to be tearing down the muscle fibers and trying to think about the contraction and not just purely shifting the weight. Training smart is doing what feels good. So if you are, for example, today I was doing cable T-bar rows, I think that's what they're called, or cable rows, you know, just close grip. And my plan was to do a warm-up set of 20, then go into 8 sets of 8. I didn't do that because high reps felt good on it. So I went 20, and did another set 20, I then did 15, 12, 10, moving the weight up each time. And the reason for that, as I say, it felt good. And that's what I mean by training smart. Train to what feels good. Don't go, if you're programmed and you're meant to be doing like 80% of your max effort, do 80% of the amount of effort you're given that day. If you have an off day and 80% is a 60 kilo bench press rather than 100% 80 kilo bench press, then do that, because you're going to be safer off. You're going to get a better result out of it, because you're not, it's the percentage of effort that you're feeling, because there are things that you won't be able to go into the gym and work at 100%. You can give your 100%, but you can't work at 100%, because there will be things that come into play, like, I don't know, you've gone home and had an argument with your girlfriend, or you didn't get much sleep last night, or you haven't eaten right that day. These things happen, it's completely natural, but you just got to remember that do it to your effort. And if you're on a real good day, that's not an excuse to go, oh well, I'm just not feeling right, when really you actually are, you just can't be bothered. It's things like that. Also, if you can't do something, that doesn't mean you can't finish it. I know that sounds stupid, but hear me out. So I am aiming for the 20 pull-ups. That's my goal, because I feel that pull-ups is one of the hardest exercises to do, and being able to do 20 in a row shows incredible physical strength, in my opinion. So I want to get to that stage. I want to be able to do that, but I know I can't. But I still want to do 20 reps. I still want to get a high rep range from that. So instead of doing 20 reps, I do as many as I can and finish it off on the lat pull downs, because it's a similar exercise, but it's assisted, easier, whatever you want to call it. You're able to control how much weight you can do, whereas your body weight is your body weight, unless you use an assisted machine, which now that I've got the actual pull-up bar, I'm not going to be using. So that's another thing about training smart, is if you don't manage to finish a set, that doesn't mean you stop. It means that you can move the weight down and carry on. Or if you're halfway through your set and think, this isn't doing anything, put it down, pick up a heavier weight. Or think about it more. Mind-muscle connection. You've heard me talk about it before, and what it really means is you can feel what part of the muscle is burning. It does take some time, it does take some learning, yes. If you've just jumped into the gym yesterday, you're not going to know what I mean. You're just going to feel pure achy and sore. But over some time, you'll be able to, it's a good idea to get or have a look at the diagram of the muscle structure in the body. It will help this develop a lot quicker than you'd expect. And what I mean by that is, especially in the tricep has 3 points. So you've got the right inside the inner head, which is in between the two tricep muscles that you can see. So you've got the real inside there, it's almost up, if you imagine this is the horseshoe, it's almost up in there. Don't know if you can see, it's almost up in there. You've got the outer head and you've got the inner head. And to begin with, you're just going to feel burning here. just all over the tricep, all over, and you're just not going to know what it means. Whereas being able to target a specific area means you'll be able to pick up lagging body parts, be able to make them even and even them out. That's what I mean by training smart. I've said that many times, haven't I? It's like, I can give you many more examples, but I'm sure you get what I mean now. Basically, it's do what you can, push yourself, but don't push yourself too hard, because the moment you push yourself too hard, it's not only when you're going to get injured, it's also when you're going to need more fuel to repair, and especially on a shred, you're going to find that hard to do because you're in a deficit. So, thinking about what you're doing, if you did max effort squats last week, so you went to your absolute failure, this week I wouldn't do it the same, because it's your body needs time to recover from that, and it's not just going to be a week. You're probably going to need about a 2 week, maybe 3 week period between when you can do that again. But anyway, I'm going to go. I hope this video was informative to you. I hope it taught you a little bit. I know I'm a little bit vague, but that's because I come into most of my videos unplanned and I go just with the flow, which I think is a nice raw sort of feel to it, but sometimes it means I stutter. So I've been doing some research for my crew team video on Saturday. I've got a lot to do Saturday, so I might even switch it up to Sunday, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow morning for a good old shoulder workout. I'll speak to you guys then.